Imagine this: soldiers in full military gear, mingling with tourists, posing for photos, and enjoying ice cream on one of the safest streets in Washington, D.C. Sounds unusual, right? But here's where it gets controversial. These troops are part of a high-profile deployment tied to President Trump's so-called crime crackdown. And yet, they're stationed far from the neighborhoods struggling most with crime. On Thursday, hundreds of National Guard members, clad in combat boots and fatigues, could be spotted along the iconic National Mall, near landmarks like the Lincoln Memorial and the U.S. Capitol. While their presence was meant to support a federal initiative aimed at curbing what Trump describes as a nationwide crime epidemic, many locals and observers aren't buying it. Critics argue that this move is less about addressing crime and more about making a political statement. Take Sergeant Fox, for instance. Stationed near the National Museum of African American History and Culture, he admitted that his role felt mundane. "It's boring. We're not really doing much," he told reporters. Fox represents just one of nearly 2,000 troops deployed to Washington, many hailing from Republican-led states. Interestingly, some soldiers revealed they hadn't been involved in any arrests or direct crime-fighting efforts. Instead, their mission seems focused on providing a visible law enforcement presence rather than tackling criminal activity head-on. This raises an important question. If the goal is truly to fight crime, why are the troops concentrated in tourist-heavy areas rather than high-crime neighborhoods? For example, residents of Ward 8, a district plagued by violence and poverty, reported seeing no sign of National Guard members. Shawana Turner, a housing case manager who lives in Ward 8, expressed frustration. "I haven't seen any. This is where they need to be," she said, pointing out that her neighborhood desperately needs additional resources and security. According to officials, troop deployments are based on requests from local law enforcement agencies. However, Abigail Jackson, a White House spokeswoman, clarified that the National Guard isn't currently responsible for making arrests. Instead, their primary role is to protect federal assets and provide backup to law enforcement officers working in high-crime zones overnight. The disconnect between their placement and actual crime patterns has sparked skepticism among city leaders. Mayor Muriel Bowser voiced concerns about the optics of having an armed militia in the nation's capital, especially when those forces seem absent from areas that need them most. And this is the part most people miss. Deploying troops within U.S. cities is incredibly rare and often contentious. Historically, such measures have been reserved for extraordinary circumstances, like presidential inaugurations or major protests, including the infamous January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. Yet now, under Trump's directive, we see National Guard members patrolling peaceful parts of Washington while violent crime persists elsewhere. Some experts believe this may foreshadow similar deployments in other Democratic-led cities. Retired Major General Randy Manner shared his concerns with Reuters, stating, "Not in our lifetimes has a president said that I'm going to use uniformed soldiers to reduce crime." He warned that this approach risks turning urban environments into militarized zones. Despite the criticism, some visitors appreciated the heightened security. Anu Pocarel, a software engineer visiting from Boston, remarked how the presence of guards made him feel safer. "It feels cleaner and safer," he noted, echoing sentiments shared by others touring the area. Still, even among the ranks of the National Guard, doubts linger. Specialist Nevaeh Lekanudos, stationed outside a metro station, acknowledged that she hadn't participated in any crime-related activities thus far. "Honestly, at this rate, I don't believe so," she said when asked if she expected to assist in arrests anytime soon. So, what does all this mean? Is this deployment genuinely intended to address rising crime rates? Or is it merely a symbolic gesture designed to project strength? As the debate unfolds, one thing remains clear. The decision to send troops into America's capital has reignited discussions about the balance between public safety and civil liberties. Do you think deploying soldiers in U.S. cities is a necessary measure or a step too far? Share your thoughts below.